Saturn. Hi, Asifat, Matthew, Joshua, Basirat, Adeleye, Akinwumi, Tina, Faraday, Anil Onuluwako. Sorry if I murdered your name. Niruddin, Temitope, Taiwo, Shino Peter. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We had a wonderful day. Tell me about your day in the comment section, please. Let me read from you. Mine has been quite hectic around here. How was your day? How was your day? I just said quiet. What made it quiet? What made it quiet? Someone said crazy. Wonderful. Joshua said work. My day has been hectic from classes to work to classes. Yeah, all want better things. They're pushing money. They want to advance, but definitely we have to pay the price one way or the other. I actually sympathize with you all. Stress, so all right. No wahala. Thank you so much for your reply. So because of time, we'll just go swiftly into what we have for today. All right, so I'm just going to be sharing my screen for a bit. I trust you all can hear me.
Obviously, to check what I got. So I was really like, why is everybody looking?
Faifa, can you please mute?
It's coming.
Can you all see my screen? Hello, everyone. Can you all see my screen? Okay. I can see yes in the comment section. All right, so I'm going to go right in. So we'll be talking about effective communication. As a tech person, what's important about why should you know how to communicate? How can you communicate better? How can you communicate right when you're talking for clients, when you are speaking with colleagues, those of us that's going to the corporate field, but those that are starting businesses, how do we communicate? Next, please can you mute?
Yes. Yes. I think don't send the wrong link. Give people the webinar. Almost she must cry.
Okay, so in the course of this class, we'll be going through the following components of communication, improving verbal and nonverbal communication. You're going to go through the 7 C's of communication, and we go through a case study together. I assure you that this class is going to be as engaging as possible. I'm not going to be the only one talking. You're going to be communicating together, just as the topic says, all right? So let's go right in. So what do you understand by communication? Let's start with that. What do you understand by communication? You can just drop a comment, or you can just unmute and say something. When you hear communication, what comes to mind?
Passing information from one point to another between people that can speak and understand.
Sorry, please repeat that.
I said communication is passing information from one point to another or between people that can speak and people that can understand.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Peter. Between people that can speak and can understand. Okay. All right. Thank you. Tina says expressing yourself.
Okay. Can I speak?
And message effectively. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I thought you didn't get the message. Communication is expressing oneself passing effective information from one person to
another. Okay, thank you very much, Tina. As Sirex says, communication is a process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, or feelings between individuals or groups through various methods such as speech, writing, or signals. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you. Akim said, exchange of messages between people. You are all correct. Okay. Anu Oluwapo. Please, help me pronounce your name. I don't murder it again, please.
Good afternoon, it's Anu Oluwapo.
Anu Oluwapo, right?
Yeah.
So,
So,
thank you very much.
no problem. Just call me Anu. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so communication is an interactive process that deals with understanding and processing and giving back feedbacks and messages that are useful within two or more people. I can't hear you, sorry. I think the audio has problem.
Can you hear me now? Hello, please, if you can hear me, let me hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, all right, so.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Anu, for that. You are absolutely correct. You are all correct. So let's just go ahead and just see what we have here. It's just going to be a recap of what you've already told me, right? The communication is a process by which information is exchanged through verbal, non-verbal, or written means. So it's basically a recap of what you're saying. So, and it's actually true for those of us that termed is a process. It is definitely true that communication is a process. It is not just an act. It is not just an art. It is a process. There's a lot of things that you must go through for communication to be taken place. So I might be saying something, but I'm not communicating because there's something missing in the channel of communication, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at. So we're going to go very in-depth, right, into what communication is really all about and how we can better our communication skills, right? So let's look at this little quote from George Bernard Shaw. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Imagine that. That's why I say that communication is a process. When that process is even one step in the process is omitted, communication has not taken place. Imagine making a statement or passing across a message, sending someone an email, sending someone on a text message or WhatsApp message, right? And then you find out that the person actually did not understand what you're saying. So that is the that's the biggest problem. George Bernard Shaw here says that the single biggest problem in communication is illusion that it has taken place. So what can you do to ensure that you have actually communicated? That is what we are going to be looking at, right? So let's see some other information about this. Communication between two people involves transmitting and receiving information. It involves transmitting and receiving information. So for communication to take place, someone has to pass across an information and then another person has to receive. That is when communication actually truly takes place. So everything we say has three messages, right? What we said, what we meant, and what the other person understood. That is why we say that there is always a situation whereby communication will actually not take place, right? It will not take place, not because someone didn't make a statement. No, it's sometimes doesn't take place when the other person misunderstood you. You might choose to make a statement, right? Tell someone about something, an idea thereabout. But because of the cloth in which you put that idea, I'll come back again, because of the, what's the word there? Because of the way you constructed your sentence, the way you said it, how you said it, you have not actually been able to communicate what you truly meant. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hello, talk back to me.
Yes,
go on.
ma. Yes,
right.
ma. Yes, we're following.
Okay. So another thing that we need to know is sometimes we meet people. I'm trying to tell you why having a good communication skill is important. When you meet people, you don't know the person's grade in school. Maybe you've never seen any tangible proof of the person's intelligence. But because of the person's capacity to communicate, you just term the person, she's very intelligent, right? So your capacity to communicate is often seen as an indicator of your ability and intelligence. If they're able to communicate well, people would see you as intelligent, people will see you as capable of doing a whole lot of things, right? Okay, so another quote here from Stephen R. Covey: seek first to understand, then to be understood. You have a message. You think first, put some thought in the process. How do I want to be understood? And then you construct your communication in that manner, right? So now let's actually look at the communication process. What are those things involved in communication? The first thing is that someone somewhere conceives an idea. Someone somewhere wants to say something, right? What does he do? The person encodes that idea in a message. Just a minute, please. Okay, so the person encodes the idea in the message. The message will travel over a channel, in whatever channel you choose to use. Is it a phone? Are you making a call? Is it going to be a text message? Is it an email? And then the receiver decodes that message. I didn't say receive, decodes, actually decodes, understands that message. So there's one thing that people avoid doing during a communication, when communication is taking place. They never send back feedback to the receiver. Sometimes even when the statement or whatever information you got does not really reply, need a very lengthy reply, the least you could say is, oh, well received, or I've heard you, or something. So after that, this one is not compulsory, but happens occasionally, right? The feedback, the sender will always return back with feedback. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the sender will always return back feedback from what the receiver actually said. So if at any point in time, any of these items is omitted, there is going to be miscommunication. So remember, in a communication process, what happens is that someone has an idea and encodes the idea in a message in such a way that the other person would actually understand, in such a way that the other person will not read meanings that are actually not there. The message must be free of every form of ambiguity. That message travels over a channel, and the receiver decodes the message, sends back feedback to the sender, and then the sender can, which is actually not compulsory, give an additional feedback to the receiver. So that's why like I said, is important. Always ensure that you get an information, let the person know that you've received it, right? To ensure that there's a balance. Don't leave the person hanging. Oh, have you actually seen my message, right? So it's actually important. So let's go right in. Channels of communication. So I'll leave this over to us. What are the channels of communication? What are the channels of communication?
Social media.
The social media, yeah.
Through phone calls.
Phone calls, yeah, amazing.
Text message.
SMS.
Sorry?
Text
SMS.
message.
Oh, okay, okay,
Billboard.
Magazines.
okay. All right, amazing.
TV and radio station.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's,
You're all right. You're all right. Because of time, this is supposed to be just an hour class. It's already almost 30 minutes behind time. Okay. Say emails, later, social media, virtual meetings, newsletters, phone calls, proposals and reports, physical meetings, and so on and so forth. So let's go to another bit of communication, right? So communication just goes beyond speaking, right?
Yes.
You cannot say that communication ends with verbal communication, right? Ends with you being able to pass across your ideas through sound. Ends with you being able to type your message across to somebody. So there are other ways that we can actually communicate, right? When we are actually not even saying anything. And this is, researchers believe that this is the highest form of communication, the non-verbal communication. And a lot of us actually have issues with being able to communicate better non-verbally, right? Okay, so non-verbal communication, how do you communicate? Through your facial expressions. From someone's facial expression, you know when the person is angry, you know when the person is being sarcastic, you know when the person is not even serious, you know when the person is mocking you, right? Eye contact. You can communicate with people through eye contact. The body movements and gestures. I know when somebody's nervous because of the way the person moves the body. I know when somebody is actually actively listening to what I am saying based on posture. I know when you are tired of being in this class, right? I will know when you are you can't wait for me to just leave you alone, or you can't wait for, or I will even know when you're hungry, right? I know when you're in pain based on your posture. Your tone of voice can actually decode how angry someone is. Muscle tension and breathing will let you know, oh, this person is not relaxed, this person is lying. Can you mute? Kindly mute, please. All right, so let's see Dr. Albert Maraban's research results. He said, if words disagree with the tone of voice and non-verbal behavior, people tend to believe the tonality and non-verbal behavior. You agree with me that this is actually true? There is going to be a miscommunication when what you are saying does not match with what your body language, your facial expression is saying. Nobody would believe what you are saying. They'll rather believe your tone, they'll rather believe the body language. Because whenever someone is speaking, someone wants to know what you are not saying. I prefer speaking to people face to face than talking to them on the phone. I prefer talking to someone on the phone than chatting. Reason because I want to be able to read the person's expressions. If it's a physical meeting, I want to be able to read the person's tone if it's a phone call. So these are reasons why Dr. Albert Maraban came up with this and said that in communication, for you to be able to communicate, 55% of communication depends on your body language. What your body language is communicating. This is quite interesting. It's quite interesting to note that the words that come out of your mouth only constitutes 7% of your communication, while your tone takes 38%. So see why, if your words does not match your body language, does not match your tone, there's going to be a miscommunication. So this class is going to teach us how we can do this better, so that we will handle our clients better, those that are going into freelancing. This class is also going to be going in depth on how we can handle this better, so that we can actually work better with our colleagues for those that are going to the corporate role after DigiGap, right? So let's move on quickly. How can we improve our non-verbal communication? I hope I'm not too fast and you're following. Hello, everybody. I hope I'm not too fast. All right. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to draw my attention. I'm just trying to beat time. All right.
Okay, yes, we are following.
Okay. One of the ways of improving your non-verbal communication is your being aware. You need to start by being aware. How do I use my hands when I'm communicating with people? How do I express, how is my facial expression when I'm talking to people? How do I sit? So you need to be conscious right now. That is one of the ways of actually improving your nonverbal communication. You cannot improve it if you don't know what is wrong. Very important. So you first of all have to know what is wrong, and then you can know when to improve. You need to know what you're doing right, so you can know what to improve upon, right? So imagine if I'm speaking to someone and unconsciously, I never knew that I used to tap. When I'm talking, I'll start tapping my thighs, right? When I'm talking to someone, or I'll start hitting my leg on the, shuffling my feet, or I'll start, twisting my fingers and all that. Maybe I never knew about it. Maybe I did not even know what I was actually saying to my audience without actually saying something, right? This is the way you're supposed to know in what ways do I communicate without actually saying things, making statements, right? So pay attention to how you use your body. That's the most important thing when you're talking or listening to someone. Pay attention to how you use your body. This is the most important stage, right? The second one is frequent but not continuous eye contact. If you don't look into, if you actually do not look into somebody's eyes when you're talking to the person, it actually denotes something. Can someone say what it denotes? Avoiding eye contact during communication.
Maybe shy or lying.
I'm sorry?
Confident.
Maybe you're shy.
Confidence. Yeah, you're shy.
Lack of confidence.
Yeah. So it shows that you lack confidence and you're shy. And you know what? A lot of people can do a lot with that information, right? So imagine you're coming from an interview, and then you're speaking to me, and you are not looking into my eye. I will definitely know that this candidate is not confident. He lacks self-confidence. And if this position requires someone with self-confidence, trust me, you will not get the job. So people can do a lot with the information that your body language is telling. So it's important for you to actually really be aware of it and take conscious efforts to correct it. Nods, continuous nods. Tell someone that you're actively listening to what they're saying. Relaxed posture. Converse your openness and approachability to the conversation, to the topic of discussion, right? Folding your arms across your chest, staring at the floor or refusing to make eye contact may indicate that you're not open, may indicate that you're not honest. It also may indicate that you're not paying attention. Shifting from foot to foot, pacing, or otherwise moving continuously indicates, even while we are sitting, you're just hyper, let's say so, as in you're just so restless. It shows that you're impatient, and most of the time, the person can end up reading you wrong, believes that you can't wait for you to leave. You can't wait for the person to end this discussion. Do you understand? So, like I said, some of these things might be an unconscious thing, and you don't know you're actually doing it, and you actually don't mean it, but you are communicating something else to your audience. All right. So I have a picture here on the screen. I just want about 5 people here. I just want 5 people quickly to just tell me what they're seeing, what these people's posture and body language is communicating. Just raise your hands, and that will give you Joshua. Yes, please go on.
Okay, so what I can see here is a group of people who seem to be uninterested in an activity.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, Ma, can I go on?
Yes, please.
Nonchalant attitude towards they are nonchalant, like they are not interested in what's going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Basira?
Okay, so evening. I can. Sorry.
Basira, I can't hear you.
I said I can see one of them like looking tired.
Okay.
Guy, he's looking tired.
Yeah.
The one on brown, like he's looking tired.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Anu? Anu, your hand is up.
Question. Okay, so I'm going
Okay. Someone is talking. All right, so let's move on. I agree with you all that these people seem to be uninterested with what's happening around them. It's so obvious. The lady on blue is looking, I don't know where she's looking at.
Hello?
It looks like her mind is far away,
Okay.
right?
We don't know.
And she's maybe thinking of how she will definitely feed her children. Blessing, can you mute? Maybe she's looking at, okay, maybe she's thinking of how she will feed her children back home, right? Auntie that is looking up, who can tell me what impression is she giving you? The lady in the middle?
She's either thinking about, probably maybe it's a job interview. So she's rehearsing answers that she's going to give, like possible answers, possible questions.
Exactly. That's exactly what came into my mind when I saw that, though. That's what came into my mind. All right. So uncle with the brown shirt is distracted, right? So
Definitely.
you can actually see that all those postures actually gives you an idea. Gives you an idea, yes. It gives you an impression about someone. So we ought to be very careful about it. So how do you read non-verbal cues? Remember that you will not only be the one in communication. Communication is a two-way street, right? It involves 2 people. Someone who is getting transmitting an idea and the other person is receiving it. So you as a receiver, whenever you are a receiver, you also need to learn how to read the non-verbal cues of others. It's actually very important, right? So study the eyes, that's the first one. Gaze at the face. Is the person touching his or her face? See if the person is mirroring you. Sometimes, most of the time, when someone is mirroring what you're doing, the way you're seated, the way your hand is, wherever your hand is placed, it could be that someone is actually paying attention and is unconsciously, right, doing what you're doing. Observe the head movement. Is the person nodding? Okay, maybe the person is actually paying attention to you, right? Is the person looking up like this, the lady in the middle? The person looking away, does she look lost, right? So observe that. Look at the other person's feet. Is it that the feet can't stay one place? Like she's busy shuffling her feet? You know that this person is actually impatient? Watch for the hand signals as well. You get to know the person who is not confident and all that, right? So these are actually tricks that you could use when you are reading non-verbal cues. You can use it to actually identify clients that are serious about working with you for our freelancers. You can use it to understand when you're in meetings with maybe a partner or something. You can use it when you're communicating with your colleagues, your bosses at work, and everything. So it's actually very, very essential for us, right? So communication is never complete if the other party is not listening. So there are certain things I'd like us to discuss about listening, right? So listening is actually key to all effective communication. Without the ability to listen, you notice that messages are easily misunderstood. Communication breaks down. The sender of the message can easily become frustrated, right? So if the person is not paying attention, you're saying A and she's hearing D, the sender of the message become frustrated. Communication will definitely break down because whatever the person is saying will get lost in transition. Will get lost in on transit. Let's say so. The messages can easily be misunderstood. You will not hear. You will not even get exactly what the person is communicating, right? So I would like to ask this question. Do you know the difference between hearing and listening? Or do you think there's a difference? Do you think it's the same thing? Alexa wants to try.
Hearing and listening. Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Ma. Can I try?
Of course. I think someone. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. This is Tina. Are you talking to me, Ma?
Okay, Tina, go ahead.
Okay, listening and
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
hello, Ma.
Yes, I
Can
didn't
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Oh, I'm in a noisy place, though. Sorry, everyone. For the noise, listening and hearing for me, they are not the same thing, because you can actually hear someone that they are speaking, they are making sounds, and then you're not listening to what they are saying. So
Okay.
for me, I think they're not the same thing. Thank you, Ma.
All right. Thank you, Tina. Anu? Do you think listening and hearing is the same thing? Is it just semantics? Let's say so, just different word, but it means the same thing. And why do you think so? Okay, Ashino, Peter.
Yeah, listening is actually active while hearing is passive.
Okay. All right, I've never heard from Hadijat before. Hadijat.
Okay, Ma. Good afternoon, Ma. To me, I feel there is difference between listening and hearing. When you talk about listening has to do with something much more in-depth. I can just hear someone talking without actually listening. Like I may not be really interested. So the person might think that I am listening, whereas I'm just hearing. So when I'm listening, it means I am paying a lot of focus, I am attentive, I am so much interested in what that person is saying. And I think I will hear, I will focus. I'm going to all those verbal, non-verbal communication style you've talked about. So I'm going to put them in place. That means I am listening and not just
Okay. Apologies, guys. I have to stop here. You are all correct, right? Because of time, you're all correct, right? Listening is a psychological process. It actually involves focus. Hearing doesn't. Hearing doesn't require focus. Hearing doesn't necessarily require attention. I'm in a room right now and there's a fan and it's making a whole hell lot of noise. I can hear it, but I'm not actively listening to it, right? It doesn't involve focus. I believe Tina said she's on the road, and I believe I could hear vehicles passing, but I was not actually paying attention to them. I was paying attention to Tina. So listening is a psychological process. It involves focus. It means you pay attention to only not what is being said, but how the information is being told. The use of language and voice, and how the other person uses his or her body. So if you are someone who says, I'm a good listener, it doesn't end at listen to the person's stories and then you comment and all that. No. If you're a good listener, there are certain things that it involves. You listen attentively to the information that is being passed across. You listen attentively to the person's language and tone of voice, right? So if the person can just say, okay, what do you think the person was not saying? You'll be able to know. You listen to what the person is not even saying. You read the person's body language. That makes you a good listener. You get if I'm being pitched at, right? Someone is pitching a business for me, right? I pay attention to those things to know if it's still worthy, is the person worthy to get my money, right? So you too, especially for freelancers, you're speaking with someone, you must actively listen, involving all the steps I've talked about, to know, do I really need to keep on wasting time with this, give my time to this, what's the word? To this client or not, okay? So let's move on. What does active listening involve? Focusing fully on the speaker.
Yes.
Eye contact, right? You listen without interrupting. Some of us will not let someone finish one sentence. You bring in your own idea. That's actually very rude and doesn't see you, it doesn't portray you as an active listener. Avoid interrupting or redirecting. You listen to what the person has to say, let the person complete his or her thoughts before you now come up with your own idea, right? And another thing that people do is to redirect. Someone is saying A, because you think that the A that the person is saying doesn't make sense, right? You decide to say B. Do you get? So that doesn't make you a good listener. Avoid seeming judgmental. Some of us who are judges, right? You are saying absolute nonsense, right? So I can't even buy what you're saying. Do you get? So like you need to avoid being judgmental while you are communicating. Actively give the person a clean slate. Everybody has some sense. Whatever everybody says, it makes some sense. Pick the positive out of it and leave the negative, right? Show your interest, even when you're not interested, because you just want the person to keep on saying. Except you don't want to listen to the person, then you can give the person some verbal cues, the person, please shut up, right? Verbal cues, I didn't say you should go and be rude to somebody, right? So show your interest in what that person is saying. That makes you a good listener. Create a safe environment. When I mean a safe environment, I mean an environment where the person feels like he or she is being heard. Do you understand? An environment where the person can freely air out their ideas and their thoughts without fear of any repercussion, without fear of being misunderstood, without fear of being, what's the word again? Of being judged, right? So create a safe environment, right? Make the speaker feel heard and understood. Do you get? So like I said earlier, even when that person is not making sense, okay, you may be right, but I think that it's the best if we can do this. I don't know if you've ever had to work with a client who says he wants this, and you know that if you decide to design this product this way, or use this strategy to market his product, it will not work. And at the end, you will be called incompetent. How do you approach it? It is a skill. Do you understand? Okay. While I agree with you that if we actually use Facebook ads, it could work better, but I still, for the purpose of this product, I think you can advertise more. We can run sponsored ads on IG. So constructive feedback, very important, right? Peter, do you want to say something? Do you want to ask questions? Say your hands up. Okay. So because of time, I'm not sure I'm going to be finishing everything on this slide. So I'll just rush through. It's just our 7 minutes at the end of the class. 7 tips to become a better listener. Actively listen and be empathetic to other views and concerns. I've talked about that. Welcome the opportunity to hear competing points of views. Please, never you have the mindset or give a person a posture that your views are better than theirs. Never. That doesn't make you a good listener. Right? Don't take criticism personally and practice what you preach. Solicit feedback from others to help you improve. I am that one person. After a meeting or after a presentation, I will ask my colleagues, how did it go? What do you think I didn't do well, right? Seek further information to clarify ambiguity. So you're reading a message from someone. So this message can be interpreted in 2 ways. And you're not sure which is which. The best thing to do is to, do you mean that this is so and so? Ask questions. Investigate further so that you will not end up, right, coming up with your own assumptions, and you end up maybe losing a client or getting a query for something that, do you understand what I'm saying? So it's important to always ask questions. Seek further information to clarify ambiguity. Take time to interpret and understand the context of motives for and reasoning in received communications. While it's okay to read body languages, while it's okay to deduce somebody's facial expressions and everything, it's always important to give someone an open slate to really understand what the person meant. While the information can come out offensive, there's a possibility that the person didn't even know that he or she is emitting that kind of vibe, right? So it's important to always ask, oh, please, can you really tell me why you did this or why you said this, so you can better understand before you start reacting? Do you understand? Remember to pause and let others finish what they have to say before you respond. I've talked about that. Respond promptly to others' communication. Someone sends you a message, don't leave it for 2 days. It's rude. No matter how busy, show that you actually care, right? So ensure you respond to the person's messages promptly. For those of us that are working in corporate world, you should at least respond to an email, a message, at least an hour after the person sent it. Any lesser than that, you have to apologize for the delayed response. The same thing applies to when you have conversing with a client. Don't keep them waiting. If you actually did, please go ahead and, apologies. I'm just seeing your emails now. Apologies, I'm just going through your emails. So this is what happened, and this is what happened, right? Let's talk about the 7 C's of communication. Okay, I know Anu says I fall victim of that a lot. Okay, all right. So the 7 C's of communication. What are those things that makes your communication right? Number 1, clarity. conciseness, credibility, completeness, correctness, cautiousness, and concreteness. If all these C's are found in your communication, then communication has truly taken place, right? So clarity, strive for clarity when communicating so that it can reduce misconceptions and assumptions in the part of the recipient. Make sure that every question you think that the person might ask around that message you're sending has been answered in your communication, right? There should be a logical sequence in which your message must follow so that the person doesn't lose track. Don't start from Z when you're supposed to start from A, right? Conciseness. I strive for this, please. Go straight to the point. Hit the nail on the head. Do not start from when your grandfather was born just because you wanted to tell me something. Don't beat about the bush. Don't beat about the bush. Go straight to the point and don't waste anybody's time, right? Time is money. Avoid repetition, unnecessary words. Some of us use so a lot. Please avoid them. Go straight to the point. So if you actually have all those forgot the word for it right now, all those words, yeah, all those filler words, please, you have to strive to actually, you have to work consciously to ensure that you eliminate them from your speech. So we have credibility. Your message should be supported by real facts and figures. Never tell a client or tell your boss or your colleague something that you're not sure of. If you're actually not sure, then you're just making a projection and you actually get the real facts. Immediately go back and communicate. That makes your message reliable. The person will be reliable enough. Okay, this person, whatever comes from this person is always reliable. I don't even need to cross-check. So it increases your credibility. Completeness, your message must be complete. Like I said, to eliminate every form of assumptions. Correctness, the information you're passing must be void of grammatical errors. Cautiousness, or before then, ensure that your audience have the capacity to understand the terms you use. I'm not a product designer, so don't come giving me your product jargon, your product designer's jargon. Bring it down to my level so that I can understand you. Because if you give me all those words, all those jargons, I don't understand you, communication has not taken place. It actually shows on your part that you're not a good communicator, right? Cautiousness, be polite. Be polite to your colleagues, for those in the corporate world or the ones going there, for those freelancing, I'll be sourcing for clients, endeavor to be polite. Don't be rude, be professional and considerate. Tailor your message to your audience. Consider and take into account their culture, their background, their point of view, mindsets, and their educational level, right? So sorry, like I said, I'm rushing through. Our time is up. Concreteness. Your message must have elements that will capture the attention of your audience. Don't make me bored. I don't know if I'm making you bored here, right? Your message must be concrete. It must contain explanations when necessary so that, and specific facts and figures to ensure that your audience are actively paying attention. They will not lose you. And what will end up happening is that there'll be some kind of misinformation, right? So see an example in the next slide. So here is a practical example for us. I have a lot of activities for us, which we're supposed to do together. Because of time, I think we'll just take one for now. So I have an act. Excuse me, just a minute. Sorry, I had some answers on that particular slide. So I had to take it off because I want to use it as our group activity, right? Okay, so that's great. Now, I have an ad here on the screen. I just want one person to just read it out. Let's discuss it together.
Okay. Like,
Yes, please, go ahead.
okay, the Solis body cream is the best cream in the whole wide world. Yes, whole wide world. It is available in all our sales outlets. B. Solis body cream is rich in vitamins, nutrients, formulated for healthy skin using alpha absorptions, all these collagens, cucumbers, seed extra, vitamin E, olive oil, jojoba oil, natural extracts. It removes stretch marks, pimples, dark spots, pregnancy scar, repair bleached skin, and so many other skin imperfections. Giving you a smooth and tender skin texture. It is available in all our sales outlets at an affordable price.
All right, so that's two different ads. And tell me what you think about the two of them. Tell me, Tokwe.
What did you say? Can you come again, ma?
I said that's two different ads. Tell me what you think about them. And which one you prefer.
I'll prefer the B.
Why?
Slow body cream is the best cream in the whole wide world. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The reason why I would go for the B is because like they are trying to give us more details about the products, explain in a layman language, break it down, what the ingredients. You know, when you want to buy something, there's always this is what is related to product. They will always write it at the back of the product. So they are trying to give us all it entails, what they use to make the product, or information so that we can buy it. So me, for my own, I'll go for
Okay,
B.
thank you. One more person. Hadijat.
Okay, ma, thank you, ma. As for me, I'll go for the B as well because the B says a lot about its features and its benefits. So I've been able to know the features and the benefits of this cream, then I'll go for it. So B.
Okay, thank you very much. So if this were to be an ad, which one do you think will sell better, will sell the products better? Anu?
Ha. Hello. Well, I think if there was a C, sorry, can I put that option there?
I'm sorry?
If there was a C, because for me, can I put my own option? Like, can I put an option C there?
No, sir. We are working with
Okay,
this too.
no. Because for me, option B is detailed, yes, but then it's how will I put it? It's complex, like it's too much.
It's complex.
You understand? It's too much, yes, like the informations are too much. So if there was I don't know, but I don't know the one I didn't tell me. I shouldn't lie to you. Don't let me give you false thinking.
Okay.
I don't know. Because some people are simple and some people are complex. For me, I'm simple, so I don't know.
Okay, let's have another back to Joshua.
All right, thank you very much. So I actually would go for the B. I think we are trying to sell a product here, and where this is concerned, you would of course not want to bore your customers with a lot of details. But then I think that's also another issue we have. I think maybe this part of the world. So you would see a product and you would mistake it for something that will do everything. But when you have a detailed information about what you are buying, it gives you an in-depth understanding of what the product is and what it will actually do. So if we look at the A, it just speaks about a body cream, the best cream in the world, in the whole wide world. It is available in all our sales outlets. Any cream can be the best cream in the whole wide world. Everybody wants to sell market. But now the B now gives us an in-depth information of what the cream contains. Vitamins, nutrients, formulated, and all. So anybody who wants to buy something that will work, that would be very good on the body, would need that information. So I think the B would really fly. Yes.
I don't think I have any other thing to say. I think Joshua has said it all. Absolutely. Right? You cannot convince me with A to buy Solex body cream. But at least with B, if I look at those things and I have stretch marks or I have pimples or pregnancy scars or bleached skin, I'll decide, okay, let me try this, right? So it tells us why Solex body cream is actually the best cream and why I should actually get it. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I have another group activity, but I don't want to go into that because of time. I don't want to waste our time, right? Or should I? Can we vote?
Yes, please. 10 minutes, maybe. Just like
Continue.
10 minutes or 20 minutes. Yes, please.
I should.
Yes, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
We're
ma'am.
not
You
the
can go
admin.
ahead, ma'am.
Well,
You can go
Okay.
ahead,
actually
ma'am.
want to, I want
Let's
to
see if
do
we can do
this.
this quickly. And at this time around, I want people that have not said
20
anything in this
minutes
class to
is
say
fine.
something, please. Please, the people that have not said anything in this class, please, this is for you, right? Let's take a critical look at the message in the next slide I'm about to come up with. So I need you to analyze it based on the 7 C's of communication. Please, can someone help me list out the 7 C's of communication as we talked about? Not even someone, everybody. Let's do it together. We were in this class together.
7 C's of communication: clarity, credibility, completeness,
Credibility.
conciseness, correctness,
Correctness, containment, then concreteness.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. At least I had people that were listening. For those that refuse to jot it down, it's fine. No problem. All right. So let's look at this. Who has not said anything in this class? Akinwumi, can you read the first email for us?
1 minute. Okay. The first email. Hi, Thelma. I think we need to talk about the CSR campaign. I mean the one which we need to do as a quarterly exercise. I think it is a great way of enhancing our brand image. Basically, it will just be a visit to an orphanage, but we can sort of do other things too. For instance, we could take the kids out for a short trip to a nearby park or zoo. Let us sit and talk tomorrow. Regards, Michael.
Thank you very much, Akinwumi. Korede, email 2. Korede. Faith Onojasike. What's going on? Tai, read the second email, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Thelma. I need to discuss the quarterly CSR campaign with you. Let us take the kids out this time to a nearby park or zoo instead of just visiting them. This will help enhance the brand image. We'll talk in detail tomorrow. Regards, Michael.
All right. So for the two readers, right? Compare the two emails, right? Which of them would you prefer and why? Compare them based on the 7 C's of communication. Which of them would you prefer and why?
Just talk more in
Quickly.
details when you see the person. So there was no point.
I'll prefer the number 2.
Who is speaking?
Temitope.
I wanted Ty to say something.
What? Okay.
I want Ty to say something.
I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of problem reading. The image is like quite tiny.
Okay. But you just read the second one.
I read the second one, yes. I think the second email which I read was concise and brief and more professional.
Okay. All right. Akin with me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. My position. The second email, email does it for me, based on clarity, conciseness, cautiousness, and concreteness. All those 4 C's of communication are contained inside of the second email, and for me, it does it. It does it based on those components read out earlier.
All right, thank you very much. Nuruddin, your thoughts? You can drop your comments on what you think on the comment section as well. Compare the 2 messages above. Which of them would you prefer and why? I'm looking out for your comments. Bisola. Okay, so who has something to say? Okay, Bisola, you want to say? Okay,
yes, I've just been able to read the both emails well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I think the first email is polite, right? And the second email has this quite condescending tone. The first email was, you said
the first email is polite?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And I think the other one has a condescending tone. I don't know who the email has been addressed to. And then the first email was all
right, thank you, Bisola. Nuruddin says, I prefer the second email. It's precise and informative. Okay. Bright Dora says, second email is concise, simple detail, free from other issues and focus. Okay. Akinwumi, I think he has already said something. All right. Who else wants to say something? Temi, you want to say something? Temi Sekwe.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So what do you think?
I prefer the second one because the information the person is trying to pass is still, if you go through the first the first email, both of them are trying to pass the same information. But the second one, number one, is more professional. And the second one is not time consuming. You know, there are some people, when you try to give them a lot of things, you just write so many sentences, too much, they get tired. What? Is it that I'm going to read this thing? But you make it short and be straightforward. You can grab what the person is trying to say, what I'm trying to pass. Okay, we want to take the kids to the zoo. We are doing this. We are doing this. So this number 2 is professional and straightforward. It's not
Okay.
beating around the bush.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. So a little feedback on my side. Thank you for attempting the answers and all. I don't think any of this email is wrong. I believe they're all correct. It all depends on what the sender is after. That's what I think. Why? Hi, Thelma. I think we need to talk about the CSR campaign. I mean, the one which we need to do as a quarterly exercise. I think it is a great way of enhancing our brand image. Basically, it should just be a visit to an orphanage, but we can sort of do other things too. For instance, we could take the kids out for a short trip to a nearby park or zoo. Let us sit and discuss tomorrow. Get an email says, I need to discuss the quarterly CSR campaign with you. Let us take the kids out this time to a nearby park or zoo instead of just visiting them. This will help enhance our brand image. We'll talk in detail tomorrow. I, for one, am a diplomat and I'll prefer email 1. Why do I prefer that? Now, email 1 gives a sense of, what's the word? It gives a sense of, let me use the word collaboration, right? It gives a sense that he or she values what Michael has to say. He or she values Michael's opinion. So he has given a range of options that he would like Michael, right? That he thinks that we could actually do for the CSR campaign. It is quite explicit, actually, what's going to be around. So he wants to bounce ideas with Michael. So that's what I'm saying, that all is based on what you want to do, right? On what your intention. So he said, I think it is a great way of enhancing our brand image. I think we should do it. So this meeting would actually mean, in this meeting, we might decide not to even hold the CSR campaign. If Michael thinks that he comes with strong reasons why it shouldn't happen. Michael will definitely also come up with ideas that can be done, right? To actually make it better. So there's room for improvement. While the second email is direct, no room for negotiation, right? Let us take the kids out this time to a neighbor park or zoo instead of just visiting them. Straightforward and exact, right? We'll talk in detail. So that means whatever conversation that we have, Thelma will be having with Michael, it's just going to be around planning for taking the kids to the park or zoo. And park or zoo isn't the same thing, sir. Do you understand? They're just going to be planning, not bouncing ideas off. So it all boils down to what the person is trying to do. So in terms of clarity, they both all have it. They both all have the 7 C's, except email 2, which is not cautious. Email 2 is not cautious at all, right? But the first email puts Michael's ideas, puts Michael's thoughts and his feelings into consideration while he or she will send the email. I don't know if that makes sense. Hello?
Hello. Hi, ma.
So
I can't hear you, ma.
Do you buy my explanation?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, that's great.
From other
Right.
angles, yes.
Amazing. So the last one, this is actually going to be very rapid, very fast. I just need your answers in the comment section as fast as possible in 2 minutes so we can round off. Hi, Micah. I really did not appreciate how your IT team ignores the request of my team alone. My team plays an important role in this organization too, and we have our own IT requirements. Can you ensure that your team responds promptly to my team's request hereon? 2 questions, right? Based on this email. 1, how would you describe this message? Is it disrespectful, condescending, judgmental, or all 3 in 1? Second part of the question. Imagine you were Micah, the head of the IT department in a company, Edward XYZ Limited, and this email was sent to you. How would you respond? What do you think the writer should have done differently? Can we try? I just want like 2 persons to talk. The rest should just put their thoughts in the comment section. Yeah.
Okay, we should comment.
Yes. I want only 2 persons to talk. The rest can put their ideas in the comment section, please.
Okay, can I talk?
Yes, Aya, go ahead.
Okay, I would say I would describe the message as condescending. Or I can choose all of these because it's disrespectful. It has a whole lot of. Then how the message should have been sent differently is that not to put emotions on the job, because you have to be professional all the way, no matter if things are not going your way or if the outcome is not favorable. You still need to be professional. So this message looks very emotional, like more like, why will you do this? Okay. So he was talking to the other person like as if they were my play person, someone I just roll with my body. Yeah, if it's your body, you can talk to your body like your body. But if it's a work setup, you still have to remain professional and not put emotions on the job. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Aya Zamaka. All right. Someone else, any other person there?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. From this email, this person is writing with anger, like the other person said, this anger, and then she just suddenly jumps into the conclusion that they ignore the message without knowing what they're also going through. So it is all of the above: disrespectful, condescending, and judgmental. So in responding to this, yeah, I had a similar issue with this. So the other person replied rudely that okay, if she can also take care of the, since she's assuming that they are not doing anything, that they don't want to reply the mail, that they can as well go ahead and resolve the issues instead of contacting them.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing feedbacks. Amazing. You can see 2 people said something. I expected the message to address how both could work together. Okay, thank you, Bright. Thank you, Bright. Someone said something. It depends of the, okay, this is from Ibrahim. It depends of the hierarchy of the channel of information the organization is using, all of the above, and I would respond is simple. Sorry, I'm not sure I got that. And I'll respond in a simple term to clarify the issue with him or her. Okay, I'll reply requesting to address concerns of the matter. Amazing feedbacks. So we talked about the fact that we don't draw conclusions, or we, as a good listener, as a good communicator, you don't draw conclusions, you don't draw judgments without listening to the other party. So it's always important, right, to be empathetic, and you should just seek for further information, right? One of the 7 tips to become a better listener: take time to interpret and understand the context of motives for reasoning in received communications. Take your time. So she could have asked this question in a very more polite manner and could have gotten a better, can even get a better reaction from Micah. Because at this particular point, I believe Micah will be pissed. What's this one doing? Okay. So, and my might even want to ignore you, and you might end up having strained relationship at work. The simple message is, Micah, I'm sorry, I just want to inquire if you saw my emails. Okay, please, can we talk about the fact that this is so you can just be polite about it. So I think I agree with you that it was judgmental, right? So judgmental, it was actually disrespectful, it was condescending. It feels like, do you think isn't your sorry, this my department is not also important? Do you understand? So it's all of the above. And it would have been better if he could have responded with less judgment, could be more emotional intelligence about the communication, right? All right. So that's it about it. I think my time is really fast spent, but I hope you learned something and you enjoyed the class, right?
Yes.
Someone said he or she had a question. All right, thank you, Yings. Someone said he or she had a question. I don't know if I can just answer just one question. All right, Anu.
Yes, thank you for that question. So my question goes like this, yeah. When your communication stroke relationship with someone or a group of persons is not so good, and you want to correct it based on hearsays of other people, how do you go about it, especially when you have always been in your neutral way and there has not been like a mixed information in your behavior, or probably you didn't take notes because of the times when you have to communicate, you are maybe not feeling fine, or you're not in, how will I explain it? The environment is not so safe. So how do you correct your communications, your communication your relationship with a group of persons like that?
I'm not so sure I got you.
Okay, let me go again.
Can you be a
When
bit
your
audible?
communication, yes, when your communication stroke relationship with someone or a group of persons is not so good, right? Your communication with, like, okay, let me take you for an example. Do you mind?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, for example, now, my communication or my relationship with you is not so good, right?
Okay.
And I want to correct it. Like, I want to correct it. The fact that probably you have noticed my attitude towards you is not good, right? And you've not actually been enjoying my relationship, and you told someone about it. Like, you've
I'm
not.
still struggling to hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so my relationship with you, like my communication with you, is not so good, and I want to correct it. How do I correct it? Based on the rumors that you've heard, or based on the rumors that you've spread?
Okay, someone spread a rumor about you.
Yes. Or the
And
person
someone
felt so.
And the person felt what?
The person felt like my communication is not right, and I want to correct it. How do I correct that?
Okay. This person who actually spread a rumor about you
Yes.
feels like you did not communicate well. Did you go to inquire why he or she did that?
No.
I'm so sorry, I don't think I really get your question.
Okay, let me just go plainly.
If
Yes.
there's anybody that actually understood, or if it actually help out with this, yes. Go ahead.
Can I just come plainly?
Yes, please.
Please give me a minute. Yes, can you hear me now?
Of course, yeah.
All right, so this happened in the office, right?
Okay.
There were some group of guys that we were supposed to work together.
Please hold. Admin, please, can you give attendance, please? Thank you. Go ahead, Anu.
Yes, so there were some group of guys we were supposed to work together at the office. the media team, right? So whenever we step out to do a content, I'm someone that I'm camera shy. So when there's a content that's supposed to be done and they're like, I don't come up to the camera, I'm like, sorry, please, can you just use someone else? And that goes. That's one. Then two, I'm supposed to submit a content, right? And then I do the content and I submit it. But then you that are the head of the department, you tell the boss of the organization that I didn't do anything based on the way, probably the way I related when we're supposed to do the content. That I said, I don't want to be on camera. You felt I was disrespectful or you felt I was rude. So like, how do I correct that? Because I've been reported, I said they can't work with someone of that kind of communication. So I don't know how I'll correct that.
Okay. So thank you so much, Anu. This is actually a very good question. Now I understand you better. This is absolutely a good question, and it's a good forum for you to talk about this. So if you have an issue with communication with your team, it will really affect. And if you don't have good communication skills, it will also make you, what's the word? It will make you, let's say, a black sheep in your team. So it's important that you're seeking answers to this. There's something called feedback, right? It's always important to get feedback. Yes, in situations like this. You understand? I did talk about the fact that in every situation, I always go back to my colleagues, ask, okay, what do you think about it? Right? And I get their honest answers. And I ask, how do you think I can do better? So someone lays complaints about you. Sometimes it might be true, sometimes it might not be true. But like I always tell people, take the positive out of the negative, right? It now boils down to you being able to take criticism. That's another soft skill entirely, learning to take criticisms, right? So just with an open mind, okay? You say that I was disrespectful. You think I was disrespectful about the way I told you that someone else should take on, to take on the camera or something, yeah? Because I'm camera shy and all that, right? So can you tell me, what do you think I can do better? You understand? We work actively to improve on ourselves, right? So if you don't seek feedback, you yourself will not know how to actually handle it. Do you understand? So go back to him or her. Don't go with an offensive tone or anything. Just come down, right? Just tell the person, I'm actively seeking feedback. I really want to know how I can get this. I can do better. Because like I said, if there's an issue with your people in the team, the situation where you might be pushed out and you might be left out, you yourself will not even enjoy the work. Do you understand? So if you get these kinds of situations, go to them for feedback. And then not just stop there. Actively look for ways to actually ensure that you put this feedback into play. Do you understand? Consciously. People will be able to answer your question.
Okay, yes, I think I get you now. Thank you for that. Thank you for that answer.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, guys, it's 36 minutes away from our scheduled time. So give it up for yourself for actually staying through for 1 hour, 36 minutes. Thank you so much for your listening. I had an amazing time with you all. I wish you good luck. I hope to see you again on time. All right.
Thank you very much.
I would like to hear many feedbacks about this session if that helped you in any way. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Right. Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Much good news for that session. It was amazing, and I would like to use this medium to apologize for the mix-up